So now that everything's been cleaned out in Alagana, as well as Rhalgar's Reach, we might as well take on the last quest that's available here. Let's go ahead and speak with Conrad for the level 61 challenge, entitled Divide and Conquer. Conrad is a man struggling to cope with a bitter reality. You saved a good many of my men, and I cannot thank you enough for that. But the fact remains, our forces were decimated. In this state, we'll not be mounting an assault on Castellum Volodina or anywhere else. We need to be honest with ourselves about our prospects, but first, we need to put our affairs here in order. Afterwards, I'll join you all at Castrum Oriens. Understood. We will go and speak with General Alden. So yeah, we gotta go back over to where he is. Might as well take the conveniently located Aetheryte and take it from one side to the other. Here's the general. Pippin has already departed with the wounded, has he? Good. We have completed our search of the Reach and the surrounding area. As far as we can tell, Xenos and his men returned straightaway to Spicula Imperatoris after quitting this place. It would seem he's lost interest in us. Well, he did kick our asses very convincingly, as well as his team's skull. Which brings us to the most troubling question of all. Not how he found us, but why he chose to spare our lives having done so. In war, you kill or capture your enemy. You don't leave him to fight another day. Only a fool would turn his back and walk away. But Xenos is no fool. Whatever his motive, this is neither the time nor the place to think on it. I will leave a token force to watch over the Reach. The rest will fall back to Castrum Oriens. We can discuss our path forward there. And so, away they go. And so must we. So, yeah. Since I really don't know how much further the story is going to go in this game. Yeah. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to look at the statue of Rhalgar with no head as our last image here at Rhalgar's Reach. But yeah, it was a short-lived ambition, and we're gonna have to go elsewhere. And I just warped to the main Aetheryte, didn't I? Damn it. I'm so used to the first Aetheryte that you touch being the initial one at the top of the list. And it's like, I just warped to the main Aetheryte, didn't I? Here we are. Yeah, when I didn't see the text, I was like, wait a minute. Hey, Lise. Kranis with the Stola. She hasn't woken up, but Kral says she's been through the worst. Given the severity of her wound, we could have hoped for no more. Let us pray she makes a full recovery. We lost the good people, didn't we? I saw it happen. When that Skull's commander cut down Mefrid, a single blow and that was it. Everything he fought for, all his dreams and hopes for the future, gone in an instant. And do you want to know the worst part? It wasn't a Garlean who did it. It was an Alamegan. Gods help me if I ever... No, not now. Not while the general's waiting. Yeah, obviously in distress at the loss of her people. And not much we can do in this situation. And so...
Were it not for the swift actions of the Scions and the Alliance, Many more would have died. You risked your lives to save ours. And for that, we thank you.
There is no need for thanks. We are allies, are we not?
Aye, just so. Let us not dwell on this tragedy, but look to the future.
The future? I'm sorry, General, but there is no future for us. We've lost too many. Gods, I can still see Mefrid with that woman standing over him. They've ripped the heart out of us, General. They've broken us. Our fight is over.
Master Kemp, please.
I'll always hate them with every fiber of my being. For what they took from us then and now. Our homeland, our freedom, our bloody children.
You mean the Skulls? The youths who fight for Xenos?
Grania Lupi, the Black Wolf's legacy and our shame. A unit made up of children born to Alamegan dignitaries who came of age during the occupation. Sons and daughters of Gir Abania, raised to be proud citizens of the Empire, with all the rights and responsibilities that entails. It'd be easy to curse them and call them traitors. But they're our children. Our flesh and blood. If the only way to forge the future we want is to cut down our own, then...
Yeah, you can't bring yourself to do it.
Then what was it all for?
Oh, hey, Monago.
Nago?
What will you say to the families of the fallen? To the mothers, and the widows, and the orphans? Will you tell them it was all for nothing?
Listen to the girl. We dare not suffer our comrades' sacrifices to have been in vain. Now is the time to steel our resolve and press on, painful though it may be.
And when Xenos comes back with his army, what then? This isn't the first time, you know. You'll be hard-pressed to find men brave or stupid enough to face him again.
That's why we're here.
I still can't believe how strong he was. He humiliated us back there. The Warrior of Light included. God help us if he's next in line to the Garlean throne.
Loath though I am to say it, we should not be surprised. Before succeeding Van Baelsar in Alamigo, Xenos led the Imperial army to Doma, where he crushed the rebellion utterly. As a matter of fact, Doma remains in his charge to this day. Suffice it to say, Varys' heir is a peerless warrior and an accomplished general. The question is, how are we to contend with such a foe?
And so now the choice is given to us. And yeah, how convenient that they spoil it for us and say, we take the fight to Doma. Yeah, it seems pretty obvious, but I'm going to go for option number 1. We fight, and we keep on fighting until we win.
Come now, even you have your limits. But then, so too must he. One legatus ruling 2 provinces a world apart. Yes, divide and conquer. We kindle the flames of revolution in Doma once more, thereby forcing Xenos to fight a war on 2 fronts.
For that, there would need to be someone left to fight on this front by the time you got back. Look, I'll not deny the plan as promised. And I feel for our brothers and sisters in Doma, truly I do. But I fear we lack the strength to see it through.
Have faith in your people, Master Kemp. Them and the Scions. Hold fast, rebuild, and when all is in place, we shall defeat Xenos together.
If you're going to Doma, I'm coming too. I want to help our friends there. And make sure nothing like this ever happens again.
Yeah, exactly.
Give us the time we need, and we will give you something far greater.
Very well. For all you have done for us, we will fight on. But be swift, comrades. Alamigo has suffered enough.
Oh, of course. We wish you the best there, Conrad. Let's just casually decide to sail across the world and start an armed insurgents to overthrow the Empire from a mysterious foreign land we are not familiar with. Lynette, I wish you were at every stream. Hey, Alphanode, let's finish this challenge. It goes without saying, but the Scions alone have not the strength to topple a provincial government here or anywhere else. And I'm quite certain the same can be said of the Doma Liberation Front. Nevertheless, we can go and assess the situation for ourselves and see what can be done. Lest you doubt what good we few can accomplish, I would remind you that my grandfather and his 12 disciples once journeyed to these lands to save Eorzea and her people from certain doom. Brave souls with an impossible task, and Eorzea lives on. Our present mission may not be as monumental in scope, but it is no less important to the multitudes whom we would free from imperial oppression. Whom we will free. And so with that, 135,000 experience points plus my choice of belts. And so Alice, I believe, would have our next quest. And yeah, so we're going to take the level 61 challenge entitled Lies, Damn Lies, and Pirates. Alice is contemplating the logistics of a journey to the Far East. Where men go as one, there is life, and when there is life, there is cause to hope. Our grandfather believed that, and so do I. But before we can forge ties with our friends in the Far East, we must first find a way to reach them. Our thought is not exactly over the river and through the woods. I am one step ahead of you, dear sister, or rather, Tartaru is. But before we discuss that, there is another issue I wish to address. Much as I would like if we could all make this journey together, someone will need to remain to serve as liaison to the Alliance and the Resistance during this critical period. Moreover, as this Shola cannot be left unattended. Then I should obviously remain. Very well, issue address. You know, Alphanode, it would have been quicker just to ask and markedly less patronizing. Yes, I suppose, would you be willing to look after Shola and to provide support to Ironvold and the others? Yes, Alphanode, I would. You see, that wasn't so hard, was it? Enjoy your trip and don't you dare return with a gift. Why not? Oh, I wouldn't dream of it. Right then. Sister, Quinn, Lise, gather your things. We are for Limsa Lominsa. But we will not be going there. Because now that new side quests have been made available for us, we're going to take care of these first. So we've had a quest before with Serpent Marshal Brookstone, and so he's got another one for us. He has two of them actually, starting with this level 61 challenge entitled The Hidden Truth. Serpent Marshal Brookstone is in need of a soldier. Ah, Lieutenant Loren, a moment if you would. The Alliance has seen fit to charge the Twin Adder with overseeing the occupation of Castrum Oriens for the interim. As an adventurer, I realize it is your wont to attend to matters both great and small in all corners of the realm. Though it should go without saying that you must also uphold your obligations to the Twin Adder and the Eorzean Alliance. Thus, I would ask for your aid in a reconnaissance mission here in the Fringes. Pray speak with Lieutenant Miqo'te when you are ready to receive a briefing. She will be overseeing the operation. And Lieutenant Miqo'te would be right over here somewhere. Yes, Tala Miqo'te to be exact. Yeah, we actually have quite a familiar knowledge of the Miqo'te family of the Miqo'te. Her sister Gia is a wood whaler over at Bent Branch. Do my eyes deceive me? It can't be, but it is! Corinne Loren, the Griffin's Bane herself! Like, am I really worthy of such a title? Yes, the great hero defeated the Griffin atop Belser's wall, bringing his plans of conquest to a shuddering halt. I can think of no other title that so aptly befits your prowess. A pity no one else seems to think so. But enough of that about that. What brings the illustrious Griffin's Bane here to Castrum Oriens? Serpent Marshal Brookstone has requested you assist in my investigation. This is such an honor. I'll do my best not to disappoint you. Ah, goodness me, where are my manners? Talamar Ko, military records officer at your service. I cannot offer much in the way of combat, but if you should have any inquiries regarding historical matters, you need only ask. Now then, let me apprise you of our current situation. Shortly after taking control of Castrum Oriens, we discovered a number of confidential documents left behind by the Garleans, prisoner records dating back to the beginning of Alamigo's occupation. As you might have guessed, a great many were conscripted and sent away to subjugate new territories. A surprisingly large number were executed as a reminder of what would happen should any step out of line. What we weren't expecting, however, was a number of prisoners listed simply as whereabouts unknown. We thought perhaps they met some ill fortune during their imprisonment or even escaped, but we could find no other documents to suggest what became of them. Be they living or deceased, it is now our duty to find them. Not just for our own records, mind you, but for their loved ones as well. They deserve the peace of mind knowing what happened here. Would that this were a recent incident, though, it would be no easy task ascertaining their whereabouts after 20 years. But I believe I know where we might begin our investigation. The Ananta have called these lands home long before even the Alamegans came to settle here, and as luck would have it, the Resistance has established cordial relations with their people. Perhaps they remember something of what happened all those years ago? Maybe we can. Why don't we find out? So yeah, we have an Ananta battle me that's going to be right around the corner here, if I do remember correctly. Yes, here she is. Along with some Resistance fighters. Alamigan prisoners captured 20 years ago? Yes, I remember. When the Garleans gained a foothold here, they interned Annie and everyone. Striders and anti-it matter not. Most were forced to serve in the Garlean military, dispatched to other lands from which they were never to return. If I'm not mistaken, the prisoners who remained were taken to a small village to the south. I cannot say what transpired there, but the settlement was heavily guarded. I fear the worst for them. A settlement to the south? Why, that would have to be Bittermill. I recall records of its residents seeking asylum in Gridania when the Garleans first arrived. The place was all but razed to the ground. Let's begin our search there. Perhaps something of value still remains in the rubble. Now let's go south then to find Miss Lieutenant Miqo'te. So yeah, now I'm actually going down the path that I want to go down. So yeah, we want to get down there, is our ultimate objective. And thank you, Isu, for drawing the treant away. Only for me to get the attention of a Sapria. Yeah, I guess it can't work both ways, can it? What? Try it again. Because there have been instances where I was in a cutscene to complete a quest and it didn't pick up on it the first time. So yeah, keep trying, Skyla. Keep trying. Because yeah, it looks like we're gonna have to need a couple of mountain grizzlies away from Lieutenant Miqo'te, who's currently being assaulted by the Garleans. Yeah. Don't worry, Lieutenant, I got your back. What are Garleans doing here? They cannot be allowed to leave. Get them! So yeah, not surprisingly, we're gonna have to beat these guys up. $505? I'm guessing maybe because it's the launch night, or the official launch night, people who have come into the game at this point in time are blocking things up. That's what I surmise. I hope that's not the case. Yeah, we beat your ass. Don't maybe take you in. Ah! And off you Yeah, off he runs. Yeah, let's give the lieutenant a hand. Oh, really? Goodness, that's smart. Perhaps I should have devoted more time to combat training, though no amount of training would make me a match for the renowned Griffin's Bane. That was a magnificent display. Garlean soldiers were certainly the last thing I expected to find in these abandoned and otherwise forgotten buildings. I managed to catch them unawares, but I'm quite certain this investigation would have ended poorly had you not arrived. Still, I find this quite curious. By all rights, the Garleans should be too busy contending with the resistance to waste time in a place like this. What were they doing here? I'm afraid our search for answers has only raised more questions. If we are to make sense of any of this, we must first search this place from top to bottom. After my heart returns to my chest. Yeah, so now she's gonna try and calm herself with some yoga poses. We'll take the 87,000 experience points and the Aether Current that comes with it. Yeah, deep breath in, deep breath out. Okay, so let's take on Tala's next quest, level 61, entitled Drawing a Blank. Lieutenant Miqo'te seems to have regained a sense of calm. Sorry to keep you waiting. I fear the battlefield is no place for a bookworm. If the gods are kind, we'll encounter no further distractions. Now let's begin a search. We'd like to cover more ground if we split up. Hopefully there's still some trace of the prisoners left here. So we gotta go and search for 3 different clues. And some of them are through the houses that are nearby. Let's try opening this one. The cloying stench of rotting debris fills your nostrils. You're unable to discern where the odor is coming from. Yeah, that's quite an interesting start off. And then there's these footprints. Upon closer inspection of the ground, you see footprints. Some of them appear to be fresh. And then over here is this spot. This deserted house over here. So what are we gonna find? This house is much too clean to have been abandoned for 20 years. So what could that possibly mean? Let's speak with the lieutenant and find out why. Gotta wait for her to come back. And meanwhile, we have a smoldering corpse of armor over here. So we're waiting, and so, yeah, the lieutenant returns and found someone. Oh, Corinne, thank goodness! I found someone while inspecting the houses. He seems unwell. Unwell? Unwell? No, certainly not. Yes, we're quite fine. But what of you? A little girl dressed in strange clothes. Quite strange. What? You have some nerve. Regardless of how I look, I am a ranking officer of the Order of the Twin Adder, thank you very much. Now, who are you and what business do you have here? Who? Yes, who? An excellent question. You are you, but who are we? Yes, we would like to know very much. Very much. You don't remember? Well, is there anything you can remember? Remember. The 5th of November, the gunpowder treason and plots. I know of no reason why the gunpowder treason should ever be forgot. Thanks, V for Vendetta. Yes, something about this place. Something familiar. Quite familiar. So he's just gonna stare off into space. Corinne, this is only a hunch, mind you, but I suspect he's not from this place. Considering he's Eorzean, he's likely a Gridanian escaped from the Garleans. Or perhaps... could he be one of the missing prisoners? It would certainly explain the Garlean soldiers from before. We need to take him back for questioning. Alright. Excuse me, sir, but would you be willing to come back with us? At the very least, you will be more comfortable than these dilapidated houses, and we may be able to help you recover your memory. Memories. Sweet memories. Yes, we will like them very much. Very much. Oh, really? Oh, Skylar. What? Oh man, I feel so bad for you. That's unfortunate. More interesting than Wild Hunt or Close? Well, Drowning Fish, first of all, welcome to Let's Play Novel Autism. Glad to welcome you to the channel and glad to have you with us this evening. Well, right now we're currently doing a series of quests where we're trying to investigate what happened to a bunch of escaped prisoners. Alright then, let's return to Castrum Oriens. My browbeaten commander will likely wish to meet you. I suppose it can't be helped. Yeah, so this is the only guy we could find in that regard. I don't think I've ever heard of... Oh, unless you're referring to Witcher 3. I was thinking like, Wild Hunt? What's Wild Hunt? And then I reminded myself, that's the subtitle of Witcher 3. Which I've never played, by the way. Okay there, Marshal. Let's complete this challenge. Possibly one of the missing prisoners, you say? I expected such wild claims from Lieutenant Miqo'te, but if you would corroborate her report, perhaps this warrants investigation. Until further notice, he shall stay under the protection of the Eorzean Alliance. Sir, with all due respect, you cannot just... Lieutenant Miqo'te, get this man a hot meal on a warm bed. When he's had a bit of rest, see what he knows of Bitmill and the Garleans. It should not be long before we reach a resolution to all this. Feel free to wait here until she finishes questioning our new detainee. And so with that, another 87,000 experience points to us. And so away they go. But the sergeant, or rather the marshal rather, still has 2 more quests for us. So let's take on his next level 61 challenge entitled A Good Role Model. Serpent Marshal Brookstone is looking to make an example out of someone. Good day to you, Lieutenant Turen. Still fighting the good fight, I take it? Would that we had more soldiers like you. I cannot speak for the immortal flames or the Maelstrom, but we of the Twin Adder are not accustomed to combat in such wide open expanses. The beasts that roam these lands are quite dangerous, and to be frank, all new recruits are simply not up to the task of fending them off. For you, I imagine, it would be like crushing ants underfoot. That is why I would ask you to give my men a lesson in combat by slaying the antlions at Pike Falls. I've instructed them to stay well out of sight, so you should have no trouble fighting without distraction. When you've finished, any advice you can offer them would no doubt be invaluable to their training. And thus we shall go take care of that. But yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about Witcher 3. But I've never had the motivation to play something like that, because what I've been told, it's a very gory video game. And gore is just not something I'm all that big on. So yeah, I'm afraid I can't necessarily help you there, Drowning Fish, but I certainly commend the people who made that game, because they certainly made it a success. So we gotta go a long way to get to the antlions that we need to slay. And it's gonna be a bit out of the way, but it's gonna be all the way down here. So we are gonna at the very least get experience points for stepping into uncharted territory. So there's that much to look forward to. In fact, here's an antlion right here. Yeah, before we even get to the target circle, we're already finding these guys. Yeah, let's slow you down a bit and also boost myself. Yeah, lock and load on you. was about to say, did I miss? Yeah, he's down. And there's an antlion over here that we can say hello to. I guess I should also summon back my chocobo. And take this freak of nature on. It looks like a crab or lobster. Yeah, I would agree with that, actually. I'll agree with that assessment. Oh, that would explain why I wasn't hitting him. He used an accuracy down move. Seems like quite a lot of enemies have that. We're gonna not bother taking on that one. We're gonna go over here instead. In range. Wow, I'm shocked it really took me that long to be considered in range. Because at that point I was really right up in his face. So yeah, we almost got this antlion down. And he's dead. So now we gotta speak with the twin outer recruits. Two of them are in two different spots. Let's go look for the first one. Levy's gonna be around the corner. Yep, there's the icon that indicates where he is. It's an honor to meet you, miss. To watch you fight was quite inspiring. Tell me, did you have any tactics in mind before engaging the Antlions? Yeah. Finding their weak points is key, only to keep swinging until victory was assured. Well, let's be wise about this, shall we? Yes, of course. I noticed how you consistently aim for what seem to be soft spots between their shell plating. I can't promise your words will remain with me in the heat of battle, but I'll do my best not to disappoint you or my superiors. And then the other recruit is back up towards the north. Yeah, look at all this shrapnel scattered all over the ground. Yeah, it's a real mess. Are we gonna be able to find this last one nearby? Okay, yep, they're hiding behind this little wall. Hello there, young lady.
Lieutenant Loren, the rumors of your prowess do no justice to what I just witnessed. What is your secret?
Keep moving and wait for an opening, or battles does seem to work out in my favor. Yeah, like I said, let's be wise about this.
Seeing your nimble footwork firsthand, it is hard to refute the truth in that. Truth be told, I am a rather clumsy fellow, but I will practice every day until I am sure-footed as the illustrious Corinne Loren. Pray excuse me, I think I need time to think on this.
So let's jump back over to Castrum Oriens now. And we'll give the good news to the Marshal. Hail, sir. Welcome back. The men seem transformed having met you, though I suppose you're accustomed to having that effect on people. Sadly, I have no memorable acts of daring with which I can inspire them. I'm heartened to know that there are those like you whom they can look up to, who will inspire them to train harder. I'll be the first to admit I was skeptical when they first began enlisting adventurers in the Grand Companies, but I'm glad my doubts were proven unfounded. Safe travels, Lieutenant. Well, we're not quite done with you just yet, but we still have more work to do before we can call it a night.